hope you've been having a wonderful, wonderful week. And even if not, that's okay too. Things aren't always good. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad, and they each kind of recharge each other, don't they? So when things are bad, it means something good is on the way. And if things are good, pretend you didn't hear me say that. They're going to be good forever. Yeah, okay. Wow, little bunny. It is the 50th podcast episode. Can you believe it? I can believe it. You know why? Because when I said I will always be here for you, that was the easiest thing I would ever say. Easiest commitment to make. You're wonderful. You're worth it. And I'm not even slightly surprised we made it to episode 50. I am hoping we can make it to 10,000. Let's see. Once we get 10,000, we'll be like, oh, damn, we actually made it to 10,000. Then I'll be surprised. We'll see. I don't know. If anyone can do it, I think I can do it. Okay. Little bunny, what are we doing for the special 50th episode? It sounds so insignificant now. That's a fun, it's actually a marketing trick you got to watch out for. Is that if you say a big number, then the small number looks small in comparison. So if I'm like, episode 10,000, and then I'm like, little bunny, episode 50. You're like, oh, I guess that's not that special. Let me back it up, little bunny. We started on episode 1, you and I together. And I told you everything was going to be okay. And you know who was right? Your daddy was right. Even if things aren't perfect, you know how many things you thought were going to go wrong. You might have forgotten it. If you keep a journal like you should, maybe you can go back and be like, oh yeah, I thought that was going to go wrong. I thought that was going to go wrong. Anyway, little bunny, is your daddy gloating because your life is turning out to be much better than you expected it would be? Well, okay, let's hear from some of your fellow bunnies. That way your daddy isn't just bragging without anything to back it up. So here's what I said last week. I said, hey, bunnies of the locked section of the garden, which is our code word for Patreon. And I said, hey there, little bunny. Would you like to send in a little voice note for the 50th episode special? And there were plenty of replies, which was wonderful. Because obviously the locked section is smaller than the size of the bunnies who like to tune in for the podcast. Not that it's radio. I guess we have to expand the horizons for this special. Okay, what are we doing? We are going to pour my tea. Here we go. What kind did I have? See if you can listen and see if you can tell what flavor of tea it is from the sound. It is steeped to perfection, little bunny. I have to get the tea bag out. I have it in this Japanese tea kettle. 1 second. Boom. All right, little bunny. Should we get to it? So what did I tell your fellow bunnies in the locked section of the garden? I said, here are 5 questions that you can answer. Or you can just kind of go freeform. Let me pull up patreon.com/Lindy's Garden. Ha. Okay, you know what fun story is that you can't find it if you search in Patreon because it is 18 plus only. So please don't join if you're not 18. So you gotta search in Google or just type it in. Okay. 50th podcast prep. I'm gonna answer the questions first, and then I'll start playing some audio clips from your fellow bunnies in the locked section of the garden. And then I'll jump in after each one and give like a little check-in and some thoughts and a little bit of honey in there as well. Yeah, little bunny. So, okay, here or the 5 questions. I'll go one by one. Number 1. Oh, and you know what you can do, little bunny. I didn't want to put anyone on the podcast who's not a key holder bunny, as we call it. But you're welcome to email me your answers to these questions. And I don't really have the capacity to reply to emails, but I do read them all. I read every single one. And I do love it. So if you think, oh, Daddy will love reading this email, the answer is yes, little bunny. I did love it. Okay. You can email me these at lindy@lindysgarden.com or daddy@lindysgarden.com, whichever you prefer. Number 1. What's the biggest way your life has changed since joining the garden? Oh man, little bunny. I wonder if my life has changed more than anyone's. I don't think so. I think I'm still very much the same person. I'm just way freaking more productive now. I actually do stuff. I mean, I always did stuff, but I create things that I wouldn't have created otherwise. The garden, at its core, is just me being me into a microphone. And the fact that you're here means that I just make stuff with the microphone, and I wouldn't otherwise. I would just go be me in normal life. But, I guess this is super selfish, but like I just released yesterday. Was it yesterday? 2 days ago? 2 days ago. The next episode, it was the return of a year of love and ligature, which, by the way, I think it's going to live on Reddit when it's not on the locked section. So if you follow on Instagram, you'll see or actually the link tree is in the podcast notes too. You'll see pretty soon there's going to be a Reddit link, and that's going to go to love and ligature. So if you're wondering, oh my God, what is this? What is my daddy going on and on about this silly audiobook, silly erotica romance sci-fi shonen reverse harem? It's great. It's so much fun to write, and I wouldn't have written it. I really would not have written it if it weren't for you, little bunny. What else? I so desperately want to announce the next project. I was working on it because I got Love and Ligature off 2 days ago. Then it's like, all right, now I gotta. It's not replacing Love and Ligature, but it's like I can justify doing another project for my little bunny, and you're gonna love it so much, little bunny. Oh, I can't wait to tell you. It involves coding, and I was banging my head against my desk. I was in good spirits because it was for you. I was just laughing at how this code didn't work and didn't work and didn't work and didn't work. And it wasn't just one way it didn't work. It was like very many different ways it didn't work. It was it was a bad sign. Bad sign. But you know what? Your daddy will persevere because you are here. And I'm not just making stuff for me. I'm making it for you, even though I get the most pleasure out of it. The fact that you're here. This is the most creatively rich time of my life. And that's why I want it to go forever. Okay. Number 2. What's your favorite audio? This can be I said for the locked bunnies, this can be a podcast episode or a locked audio. You'll hear that some of them reference podcasts, but a lot of them will reference locked audios too. What is a locked audio? It's something that you only get from Patreon. Part of the reason is that some of them are very intimately 18 plus. So it's nice to have that, behind a nice paywall 18 plus thing. And it's also where I can be the most myself. I think the further away I am from just the ordinary internet, the more I can open up and be creative. So I'm my most fake self on TikTok, where I'm just playing. I'm hamming up this side of my voice, little bunny. Yeah, because that's fun. That's just sort of like playing games a bit. And then I get to be some of my most true self in the locked audios. So, what is my favorite audio? Podcast or locked audio? I don't know, Little Bunny. Oh, of course, it's the date night one. Am I still recording, Little Bunny? I swear to freaking... Okay. Yeah, it's the date night one. When did I feel like I referenced it in a podcast the other day. It's pretty recent. Yeah. I won't talk too much about it because I think I talked about it recently. I think it was called Date Night. Yeah. Oh, it was so freaking good. It was a masterpiece. Okay. Where did my thing go, Little Bunny? Where is my list of questions? Your daddy has so many windows open. Oh, it's disgusting. Okay. What do you hope happens in the garden's future? That's question number 3. What do I hope happens in the garden's future? I hope I create incredible, incredible things. And I want to use the cutting edge of technology to do things that weren't even possible 10 years ago, 20 years ago, certainly not 100 years ago. None of this was possible, even not that long ago in history. And that means, rationally, that there's likely many things that I can't even dream of yet that are going to be possible in 10 years or 20 years. And I want to get to it right away. I want to spend no time in coming up with interesting new ways to be here for you. And yeah, AI, I think, is a big part of that. But you never know. There could be something totally out of left field. Who knows? We shall see. AI could create something that none of us ever dreamed of. Okay. Number 4. What's a goal you have for yourself this year that you want to publicly declare? I am going to finish Love and Ligature and have a webtoon artist in Japan picked out and met, hopefully in person. And I don't know if I'll be able to release this project that requires coding, but I want to have significant progress on it. I want to have enough progress on it to where I can maybe announce it. I think those are my things that I want to publicly declare. Slow down, let daddy. Things that I want to publicly declare. I also want to get better at enunciating. I'm getting so much better, Little Bunny. Oh, I'm getting so good. Okay. Number 5. Do you have anything you want to say to your fellow bunnies? That one is obviously not a question for me. But if you want some more of this, bunnies, hearing from other bunnies, there's another podcast episode where bunnies will send you messages and I give it to you through a plushie hug. That one's emergency plushie hug. And I don't know what the number is, but actually one of your fellow bunnies mentioned it was their favorite. Okay. I gave a little bonus option for your fellow bunnies to do as well, which you'll hear at the end of the episode. You're going to get the bonus question that they may have answered. Okay, are we ready to go? All right, let's listen to the first of your fellow bunnies.
Hey, congratulations on 50 episodes. This is such an exciting achievement. I have to say, some of my favorite audios, because I can't just pick one, my favorite audios that you've created so far have to be anytime you ramble, like the secret ramble episode. It's really nice to hear that more playful side of you and just listen to you laugh and just be comfortable. And of course, I just adore the I love you, I love you, I love you episode on Patreon where you doze off a little bit, but just hearing you be so genuine with it is just heartwarming. And I have to say though, my all-time favorite is actually the Little Bunny song. Ah, I could listen to you play piano all day. Even though you say you're not that skilled, your playing is beautiful, and every time I listen to it, it just makes me smile. The garden that you have created has just been such a heartwarming experience to be a part of for the short amount of time that I've been here. And I just, it's such a loving space, and I can't wait to see it grow and to see what becomes of Lindy's garden because it is such a special, special thing. And I can safely say, and I think the other bunnies would agree with me, that the world is a much better place with you in the garden in it. So, thank you and congrats again on 50. Love you. Bye.
Thank you, little bunny. I love you too. The I love you, I love you, I love you episode, by the way, I looked it up. It is, when is it? I actually think it is not behind the paywall. It's one of the ones that I want everybody to be able to hear, no matter if you put down a piece of plastic or whatever. Put in the magic numbers that make things move around. Okay. It is July 12th, 2022. It is the I love you, I love you, I love you locked post that is not so locked. Okay. What is next? Let's hear the next bunny.
Hey there, everybody. This is Bunny Night, and I want to say that the garden has changed my life. Before I joined it, I was in survival mode. As soon as I joined, all the love from the bunnies just forced me right out of it. No longer survival mode. And I've started taking better care of myself. I'm eating more, drinking more water, starting to work more on my mental health than I was before. I'm starting to get better. My favorite audio is Emergency Plushie Hug, hands down. It's just perfect. It encapsulates what the garden gave to me in such a nice way. The garden has really helped me feel more loved and has taught me how to accept it more. I really hope that the garden gets more bunnies in the Discord because that's such a fun place, and I just want to see the garden become and grow into this kingdom that I see it being. My goal is to get in therapy and do therapy and work on my physical health as well. So that'll come soon. And I just want to say, anybody who happens to be listening, all of you are loved. All of you are worthy. Thank you for being alive. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of the garden, because you're just going to make it better and better and better.
Absolutely beautiful. I love you, little bunny. I looked it up. The Emergency Plushie Hug is number 32 podcast. And yeah, if you like this episode, hearing from your fellow bunnies, well, that's a truly magical episode. And you will know that you are not alone, little bunny. You are very loved, and you have many, 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 many fellow bunnies who are here with you through the good and the bad and the everything. Okay. Should we listen to the next bunny? Yeah. Here we go.
My biggest way that my life has changed for me is that I'm more happy as before, and I learn things I never learned or I don't understand. My favorite audio is Plushie Hug from December 16, 2022. I like to fall asleep listening to it. I feel safe and secure with this audio. What I hope to happen in the garden future is that we will become even more bunnies and security take over the world. The goal I wanted to achieve is to finish our will finish writing a story by the end of the year. Hey there, little bunny, I give you cookies, huggies, and chocolate milk. Order what do you like, but don't tell Daddy this. He don't like much sugar, but huggies like Daddy very much. I'm proud of you, and I love you.
Thank you, little bunny. I love you. And I got called out for sugar. I can't believe it. That's not even the first time I'm going to get called out about sugar. This podcast episode. I did something bad in one of the podcast episodes, which you'll hear about. Oh, and it looks like another vote for the emergency plushie hug. And they went and looked it up. So there you go. Now you have double data for how to go find that episode. What else? Oh, something I really love about this one is that it highlights how international the garden is. I have a pop quiz for you, little bunny. Where are the majority of bunnies from in the world? Do you know where? Where are the majority of bunnies from? The answer is there is no majority, little bunny. The garden is so global that not one single place has more than 50% of the bunnies. So I went ahead and pulled up I have a little bit of data for the podcast. I can tell what countries listens come from. Though there's no personal information that pops up on my end. But I have a list of all the countries of bunnies who were part of that emergency plushie hug number 32. And remember that one, if you can't, go listen to it. You'll see how it goes. But we create this kind of network of bunnies all around the world, and they're always there for you no matter when you need them. So here are the list of countries in order of how many bunnies are on that emergency plushie hug. You ready? I need a sip of tea before this one. United States, Germany, United Kingdom, Canada, Netherlands, Poland, Mexico, Brazil, Australia, France, Sweden, Italy, Czech Republic, South Africa, Belgium, Saudi Arabia, Finland, Spain, Portugal, Hungary, Israel, Norway, Denmark, Chile, Romania, Malaysia, Argentina, Singapore, Switzerland, New Zealand, Austria, Philippines, Colombia, Guatemala, Ukraine, Slovakia, Turkey, Tunisia, Egypt, United Arab Emirates, Uruguay, Costa Rica, Kenya, Algeria, Ireland, Croatia, Panama, Russia, India, Greece, Kuwait, Lebanon, Estonia, Jamaica, Latvia, Taiwan, Bulgaria, Puerto Rico, Lithuania, Iceland, Curacao, Ecuador, Qatar, Zimbabwe, Paraguay, Morocco, Bolivia, Brunei, Trinidad and Tobago, Trinidad, Indonesia, Guyana, Kazakhstan, Iraq, Luxembourg, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Bahamas, Serbia, Slovenia, Bermuda, Mauritius, Thailand, Nigeria, Oman, Japan, Madagascar, Mozambique, El Salvador, Peru, and Vietnam. Oh my goodness, little bunny. You know what's fun about that is that because so many countries are not native English speaking, and there's not a lot of English that people might hear in their day-to-day life, in some ways I am the epitome of what the English language sounds like. And that's kind of fun, isn't it? I have to represent whether English can be a beautiful language. I remember growing up that, my friends and family were like, English is such an ugly language. And, they preferred Spanish and French. And Spanish and French are gorgeous. But it's so funny that, like, English by definition can't sound good. So I have taken up the mantle. Does your daddy make the English? Let's try that again. I work on this every day, how to make the English language sound better. Okay, Daddy, here we go. Does your daddy make the English language sound beautiful? Sound good to listen to? I think that was pretty good. We'll see. I listen to everything I do to make sure. To make sure that nothing went wrong, but also to see how can I say things better. Like the versus the. Can you tell the difference? I was working on the letter R earlier. Like there versus there. Okay, this is ridiculous. I practice so much for you, little bunny, and I'm only going to get better. Okay, shall we listen to the next bunny? Let's do it.
My life has changed in so many ways since joining the garden that I think it would be nearly impossible to pick just one. I think the biggest thing for me is that I've finally feel like I have a sense of direction and purpose for like where my life is going. I'm not a particularly goal-oriented person, so that was a nice change. I also get a lot more positive comments about me, and I feel more appreciated. I didn't have any expectations when I joined the Discord, so it was really nice finding that it's actually a very welcoming and loving community. It took me 2 days to decide to join the Discord in the first place, but I'm really happy to be there. My favorite audio is posted in the listening booth. It's the I love you, I love you, I love you one. I just like a lot of the really comfort-based audios. They're really fun to listen to. I really appreciate that they feel very intimate. In the future of the garden, I hope to see a lot more bunnies joining the Discord, and I'm looking forward to the future of love and ligature. I'm generally just excited to see what kind of shenanigans we can get into. A goal I have for myself is a tough one, but of course, this year, my biggest goal is that I plan to move, and it's a big, long, complicated process, but a creative goal that I have is to actually sit down and get to work on maybe writing a book. We'll see there. I have a lot of ideas and not a lot of ability to stick to a project. And lastly, I wanted to say, hey little bunny, I think you're doing great. Things aren't always easy, but not only are you probably doing better than you think you are, but it gets brighter in the future. This storm will pass, and we're gonna be okay.
That really, really makes me smile. Wow. Something that I didn't expect so much when I started the garden is how much the community really took off. And I don't want this to sound like an ad for the Discord or anything. I really don't want this to be that. But some of the bunnies we've heard from so far, and some that we'll hear from soon, have been unbelievable in making things happen in our Discord community. There's events and things that are happening that I didn't even set up. And that blows my mind because at the beginning this was always just a one-person operation. And then, I guess at the very core it is somehow, but it's such a burden lifted, or like it just helps me feel such at peace when I'll go on the Discord and it's like, oh, wow, this bunny has taken the initiative to make this event happen. And everyone's, I don't know. I don't want to over talk about the Discord, but some of the bunnies on this episode have been incredible for my own happiness and the things that they do for the garden. So, thank you, bunnies. Okay, next one.
I just want to thank you, Lindy, for bringing together such a warm, loving community here in the garden. Me and the other bunnies here, we're just so loving and warm towards each other, supporting each other and helping each other become more well-rounded, happier, better people. Something that would make me personally very happy that I'm working towards is to double my salary by this time next year. I'm working on reaching a higher, more stable position in my field, which hopefully would be more financially beneficial. At the very least, I'd be helping a lot more people, which is really what I've been striving towards, working towards. And something that I would hope that you would strive towards is a garden meetup. Garden meetup when? It would just be a blast to go have a picnic with all the fellow bunnies and yourself. Maybe do some karaoke, some laser tag. I just really would like to meet you and my fellow bunnies and just, have this sense of camaraderie in person, But even if that doesn't happen, there's always here on podcast, there's always here in Discord, in the locked section of the garden. There's always someone there for me, I know. And I know that I'll be there for you and for the other fellow bunnies, I just wanted to say I love you and thank you so much for everything you're doing. Keep up the good work.
My life would be complete with little bunny laser tag. I think that might be the pinnacle of my life if that were to ever happen. The question, though, is, little bunny, are you going to be on my team? Or are you going to be a bratty little bunny and shoot lasers at your daddy? I don't know. We might end up having even teams if that's the question. Yeah, I don't know. TBD on in-person stuff, at least involving me. I really, really want the garden to be big enough to where bunnies can find each other in the physical world. Have some in-person friends, too. I think that would be really special. And I think that's kind of inevitable at some point. But I have to be careful with what kind of involvement I'll play. I don't know. Sounds like a lot of fun. What else did I want to say? Oh, I was really happy to hear some of the career talk in this one. And even though money is just money, I really love when bunnies get their lives really stable and do careers that make them feel fulfilled. So I think career ambitions is a really good thing to have. And no matter where you are in your career, little bunny, you could be not even at the starting line yet. We're going to get you there and we're going to get you moving forward towards whatever you want. Okay. Next up, we've still got so many bunnies to go. This is fun though. Oh man. Okay. Pick up the pace, Daddy. Here we go.
Hi, Lindy. I would like to say in response to your first question that I am making more of an active effort to be kinder to the people in my life. I want to be more of a positive influence, and I want to leave people happier after having a conversation with me than they were previously. I would also like to say that you have inspired me to take up my love of visual arts again. I had put it down for a while, but I'm ready to pick it back up. In response to your second question, I would like to say that my favorite locked audio is definitely the one from November 29th, my reaffirmations to you. It was very wholesome, and it checked all of the boxes of everything that I needed to hear whenever I listened to it, so it was honestly perfect. And I would have to say my favorite podcast episode to date is your State of the Garden address. It was amusing and wholesome and honestly a blast to listen to. In response to your third question, I just hope that you're able to expand the garden over every platform to reach the maximum numbers of little bunnies that need you. And, some candles or cologne or plushies wouldn't be too bad either. In response to your fourth question, I would like to say that in addition to pushing myself to be a kind influence on everyone around me, even when I don't feel like it, I would also like to make an Etsy shop to sell my art to a wide number of people who just might love it. I've had a booth in a local flea market here in my hometown, but I think I could do really well selling my art potentially to a wider audience.
Oh my goodness, little bunny, you are making me feel so ambitious. I feel like you're just feeding that side of me that just wants fantastic, fabulous success, maximum success. I can tell you have some of that energy too, and I want to help you do that with me. Wow, that's an inspiring audio to listen to whenever I want to be productive. Oh, this bunny has a little note for you too, by the way.
Hey there, little bunny. I would just like to say that in spite of all of the crazy things that we have to do every day, all of the chores, all the after hours work stuff, make sure that you take some time to maybe take a bath, have a cozy drink, put on your pajama pants and your oversized sweatshirt, throw on your true crime documentaries, and make sure that you take a few minutes to enjoy yourself.
Absolutely beautiful. Okay, let's keep it moving.
The garden has changed my life by giving me a family with no strings attached. I can come to the garden no matter what mood I'm in, and there's never any judgment. The garden helps me be a better version of myself simply by loving me for who I am, flaws and all, and giving me room to grow. There's always someone with a bunny hug waiting for me, and I don't have to do anything to deserve it. Whether it's a low day or a celebration day, the garden meets me where I am and makes me feel warm inside by simply reminding me I'm not alone. Joining the garden was probably the first time I've genuinely felt like I can be 110% authentically myself and not have anybody tell me that I'm weird or I'm wrong or there's something bad about me. The garden loves me for exactly who I am, and they make me feel like as I grow, I will continue to have a place that will love me for exactly who I am.
Thank you, little bunny. I love you. We love you. We will always be here for you. And I absolutely insist, you always be your 100% authentic self. I love it. I love it. I love you. So do all your fellow bunnies. Okay. Do I have anything else to say? I think let's keep it moving.
Hello, Daddy Lindy, and to all the bunnies who are listening. This is Misty Bunny, or Mystique from NYC. I am recording this in my living room at 11:08 p.m. And here are the questions that Daddy Lindy has asked us all for the 50th episode, to which I say to Daddy Lindy, congratulations. What was the biggest way my life has changed since joining the garden? Well, I recently got out of a bad relationship. I was just trying to find my way through to survive and trying to figure out, how to get through this place of loneliness. And I remembered hearing about Daddy Lindy through TikTok, and I decided, why not try and find out what Daddy Lindy is all about? Through a lot of tears, through a lot of waking up in tears, I guess the garden has made me understand that this feeling of loneliness isn't going to go away anytime soon, but I do have a very strong support system of bunnies who are there for me and who is right by my side no matter what the case was. So after joining the garden, I guess having a support team, having a support system, having Daddy Lindy to talk to, I guess they kind of gave me the thing that I was missing which was connection. Speaking of podcasts, I guess if I had to choose my favorite audio, it would be podcast episode 35, which is the Sleepy Bunny podcast. And because of that, I crave cookies a lot because he's always mentioning a goddamn cookie. Thanks, Lindy. Now I'm craving cookies. And now at 11:09 p.m., I want a cookie right now. So thank God I have wafers in my kitchen. If I had a goal for myself this year that I want to publicly declare, I knocked out a lot of goals throughout last year. And I guess my biggest goal for this year is to score my very first apartment. I had never lived on my own before, and I guess one of the things that I've been wanting to do is move out and have my own place of solitude. So I guess my goal to publicly declare to everyone is I want to find my very first place to live.
My greatest failure as a daddy was eating a cookie on the Sleepy Bunny podcast episode. Especially because that is one that you listen to a bunch of times. Just every night, your daddy eating a cookie. That's no good. Sugar's no good, little bunny. You quit that now. Thank you, little bunny, for your wonderful note. Because of you, I will try to eat less cookies and watch my sugar intake. Okay, quit having a good influence on me, little bunny. This is not fair. This is supposed to go the other direction. Okay, here we go. What's next?
Hi, Daddy. The biggest way that my life has changed since joining the garden is it's actually given me a lot more confidence in myself, and just helped me put myself out there more, and be more social. I've always been an introverted person, and the garden has given me a safe place to be more open and talkative and become more extroverted. As for my favorite audio, that's a hard one. I think the I love you, I love you, I love you from, I believe, May 2022. I think it was end of May, is my favorite, purely because it's just so comforting. It always helps calm me down and makes me feel all warm and fuzzy on the inside. And it's perfect to just relax to fall asleep to, or just have on in the background when I'm doing things. I hope that the garden continues to grow and continues to be a place where people can truly be themselves, and help spread love in the world. That's something that we need. And there's no shortage of love in the garden. A goal I have for myself that I want to publicly declare is to be a better student. And to be better about actually learning rather than just memorizing to get through, in life and in school. And to my fellow bunnies all around the world, I want to thank them for, again, being that safe space for me, and helping me come out of my shell even more. You are all wonderful, wonderful people, and the world is brighter for each and every one of your existence. I love you. I love you. I love you.
I love you. I love you. I love you too. Sounds like I need to do another one of those, because maybe I don't say I love you enough. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you, little bunny. I really do. I really, really, really do love you. maybe that'll be next week's podcast. Just I love you over and over and over again. How about a little bit right now? I love you. I love you, little bunny. I love you. I love you. I love you. Okay. Do you want to hear from some of your other fellow bunnies now? Let's keep them going.
Number 1. A crushing weight of loneliness used to envelop me. I don't feel that way anymore. And it's because of all the little bunnies in the garden. I have a place in this world where I am free to be me. Answer number 2. Every time I can't sleep at night, I listen to the I love you, I love you, I love you audio. But episode 33 has a special place in my heart. Number 3. Definitely the AI boyfriend. I really want to see that happen in my lifetime. Answer number 4. To get my driver's license and explore my local area. It's beautiful here. Answer number 5. I hope every bunny knows how loved they are. I love you, I love you, I love you, little bunny.
Thank you, little bunny. I love you. I love you. I love you too. Oh my goodness. So much love flying around and so many beautiful voices. Can you believe how beautiful your fellow bunnies' voice? Can you believe how beautiful your fellow bunnies' voices are? Oh my God, you've got your daddy so excited. He's talking faster than he can talk. Okay, so I mentioned there was a bonus question, and it's that your fellow bunnies had the option of writing you a poem. So here you go. You want to hear some bunny poems written just for you, little bunny? Here we go.
And a little poem. If you fall, get up and dust yourself off, break your little bunny ears and move on.
Hey there, little bunny. Welcome to Lindy's Utopic Place, a magical garden reminding us that we must treat ourselves with grace. Get a plushy hug if need be, or go stargazing with episode 33. Let Daddy's voice hug you to sleep in number 35. Don't forget your weekly carrot where Daddy guides you to better your life. Explore a boyfriend voice while Daddy reads ChatGPT, and perhaps share a spot of tea in number 20. Whether you hold keys or are peeking from the gates, your found family awaits. Thank you, and I hope to see you in the garden.
A little bunny who longed for a home, a place she felt safe, a place she could belong. Shunned by the world, her words felt silence, a life filled with nothing but violence. Ready to give up, she heard a sweet voice to remind her there was another choice. Took the bunny gently by her hand and showed her a new promised land. The little bunny watched the garden quietly, enjoying the family bunnies that shines brightly.
And if I have something to say to the bunnies, well, I'll put that in a haiku poem. Bunny dance and step, happy rhythmic Roomba style, bunnies wall and all. Since Daddy Lindy likes to dance, I thought maybe that haiku would have been a very good poem for him as well. And with that, I end Misty Money from NYC, and congratulations to you again, Daddy Lindy, on your 50th podcast. Bye!
Hey there, little bunnies. Out looking for something, I didn't know what. It was cold outside, but curiosity burned hot. I wanted a place to feel creative and calm, something I could keep just in my palm. I went to go see if this place could exist. When I found a small bunny, it said, "This way, I insist." I wasn't so sure that this was all meant for me, a garden so full that not everyone could see. I wandered in slowly and looked around, not able to believe what treats I had found, and right in the middle stood a tower so tall. This held more bunnies, in fact, it held them all. When Lindy came over and said, "Come join in, there's madness and mayhem and occasionally sin. You're very welcome here. Take this, it's yours." And when I looked down, there was a key in my paws. No longer just me, but a bunny instead. He smiled and laughed and patted my head. I found the place and I want to stay now, to play and to help to grow the garden. But how? I like and I share and I play all the games, and soon there'll be more bunnies, we'll tell them our names. And the little lost bunnies who need a place will find it right here in this magical space.
Oh my goodness, little bunny. Those are incredible, aren't they? I never want to sign off. This is so not fair. But I guess I should. Well, I have your poem, little bunny. It's nothing compared to your fellow bunnies. But here you go. Because I promise that I'll never leave, you'll never be needing to miss me. I promise I'll be here for years yet to come. We're only on episode 50. Have a great, I don't even want to say bye, little bunny. Maybe I'm going to stick around for a second. Here we go. I got you in my hands. I feel like I want to say some special words. So, something that I always do with every audio is that I'm talking directly to you. Because to me, that's what I really am doing. I'm really talking to you one-on-one. I don't ever feel like I'm talking to a group. And there's a kind of true magic to the garden. You know, this is coming from someone who's an enthusiast of physics and, doesn't believe in magic potions and things like that. But there's real magic, It's a kind of poetic magic. And I really am connected to you one-on-one. And so I think I want to very briefly open this up and talk to every single bunny of the garden. Oh man, your daddy is on stage for the first time. At least for the first time in the garden. To all my... I can't even do it. Oh, okay. Here we go, Daddy. To all the bunnies who sent in notes, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You fill my heart with love, and it's something special when work gets put in back. You know what I mean by that? Like, it took some effort and took some bravery to grab your phone and record it. I know that it's challenging to record yourself, and even more challenging to hear yourself back, at least until you get used to it, until you accept that you have a beautiful voice. I have a lot to say on that topic. But even to bunnies who didn't send in, let's say to any bunny who's written me a note before, of any kind, I appreciate you, and you help keep me going. Yeah, the only reason the garden continues to happen is because you're here. And if there's no bunnies in the garden, well, then the garden doesn't happen. So any degree of part you've played, locked section or not, even if you've never written me a note, to all, let me broadcast again, to all the bunnies who are listening, to all the bunnies who have ever watched a video or liked it or commented or shared and all that good stuff. This is something really special we have. Really special. And it takes all of you. Okay. I can't improvise a speech to a crowd. You kidding, little bunny? Okay, and we're coming back down. And now, it's just you. And it's just me. One-on-one daddy with his little bunny. I love you so much, little bunny. You're truly, truly wonderful. Truly special. And your daddy is going to say that through yawning because it's past midnight, which is pretty good so far. It's not even 1 a.m. I'm doing better compared to other podcasts. Oh, little bunny. I love you. I love you. I love you. So do all your fellow bunnies. You are not alone. The garden is special connection between you and me. But it's also a place where you have many, many fellow bunnies who love you. They're here for you, even if you don't ever talk to them, or even if you don't, whatever. Right here, right now. We're going to do it real quick. We're going to do oh my God, of course. We're going to do a hand hug. You can grab a plushie if you want, but I'm going to use my hand. Okay, you know how to do this. It is your thumb goes in between your middle finger and your ring finger. Okay, and I'm going to use both hands. Actually, use both hands, bunny. Little bunny. And speaking to everyone largely once again, we are all going to do the hand hug at the same time. And we're making a magic chain, holding hands, a huge bunny circle. And no matter when you listen to this, you're joining in this very hand hug circle. Okay, every bunny in the garden, every single one. 1, 2. Squeeze. Can you feel it? Not just me. Feel every single other bunny in the world who's here right now listening to this. We're all here for each other. We all love each other very, very much. This is awesome. Can you believe how awesome this is, little bunny? Okay, we're going to send the love. I'm going to squeeze my right hand, and you're going to feel the sensation in one of your hands. Let's see. Ready? Boom. Okay. It's going to come in your left hand, and you're going to feel in your left hand. You're going to squeeze your right hand. Okay. So I'm sending my right hand. Okay. At some point, you are connected to me. See, you can see the physics. Your daddy is coming out. You're going to feel the squeeze come in your left hand, and you're going to immediately send it away with your right hand to the next bunny. And we're going to go in a chain. Okay. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. There's my right hand. Have you felt it yet? Did you send it yet? You might not have felt it yet. There you go. Okay, I felt it. I got it back in my left hand. All right. We just did a huge circle. Squeeze around the circle. However many thousands of bunnies this is. Or will be someday. Millions, probably. The sky is the limit. Actually, I won't be limited by the sky. Neither will you, little bunny. We're going to the stars and beyond. Whatever is out there, you and I, together. Okay. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, little bunny. I love you.